Thank you very much, Dan, and welcome back. And before we take your calls, the Philip C. Jessup International Law Moot Court competition, now in its 51st year, is the world's largest moot court competition, with the participants from over 500 law schools in more than 80 countries. The competition is a simulation of a dispute between countries before the UN's International Court of Justice. Teams from eligible schools prepare oral and written pleadings arguing both sides of a case. VOA producer Paul Ndiho caught up with law students from 6 African countries and asked them what they hope to get out of this competition.
The competitions are very prestigious, and I want to take with me the experience that I get here into my future, into my career.
As a law student, this is like the biggest stage for you to come and participate and be part of the whole mooting experience.
You notice most young ladies like me are afraid of talking, public speech and all that, so this is a way to motivate others and myself, because in this profession we need to speak publicly on different issues.
Because my vision is to be one of the successful lawyers today and tomorrow, and so with that aim it gives out the real part of me that I expect to be one day.
I would like to take away the knowledge and skills of advocacy, plus different exposures from people.
Hope to improve on our oral skills, which will help us greatly when we get out into the world to practice. We also hope to, meet lots of people from other countries and learn about different cultures as well.
This marks the height of everything, and for me it's going to be a great one, observing other competitors, their advocacy skills, trying to showcase mine also, and it's going to be a great experience.
To kind of build my knowledge in international law and my abilities of research.
Well, the ultimate thing is to win the trophy, but the exposure is also paramount. So I hope that by the end of this competition, I will have improved on my knowledge in international law.
I think international law is really interesting, and from Jessup what I hope to achieve is the whole experience of mooting, of being able to practice real-life situations even as a student, and especially as a female student.
First and foremost, I would like to meet new people because we, for the legal profession, having contacts and knowing people all over the place helps a lot. So I'm looking forward to getting that. And of course, the experience of moot court advocacy.
I think our primary aim here is to win the Jessup International Moot Court competition. And if we have the opportunity along the side to learn from our friends from other countries and the jurisdictions and the laws that they practice, as young people growing up, we need to understand the international community, and this is a fair opportunity to learn that.
And what we learn from here is the art of persuasion. I think that is something that is crucial in our day-to-day lives.
It's going to be a debate in international law, and I'm hoping to have the chance to engage with other people in international law, to have a more critical appreciation of international law and how it can be used to transform events in Africa and the world.
Well, thanks, Paul. Now, before the break, of course, we're talking about other issues, but we have to go to Mr. Kilangi to learn a few things as to why you are here. How significant is the experience so far?
We're here to attend the moot court competitions. As you have just heard, these are the biggest competitions you can ever have because they draw teams from almost all over the world. These year's competitions, and as they have been in the past, they're about a discussion on an issue on international law, where students who are given a hypothetical case, they had time to prepare, to research, then to prepare arguments, and when they come over here, they just deliver those arguments before a panel of judges. It's very significant because it gives students opportunity to go into international law, to appreciate the controversies and the issues that are in international law. as you know, the area of international law depends so much about agreements among states. So it's one of the most controversial areas.
What about the opportunity for students perhaps to interact with their counterparts from other universities around the world? And
that's right. Not just students from other parts of the world, but also lawyers, because you have people who are practicing in the field of international law. So they're here also to share their experiences, and I think there is a lot of inspiration that the students can draw from there. Actually, it's a very good stepping stone for students who want to practice international law in the future.
So about how many people are representing Africa? I'm talking about students and faculty.
Well, there are very few, unfortunately, very few law faculties from Africa. As far as I know, in these particular competitions, there are only 70 countries from Africa.
7 countries?
70 countries from Africa. That's Tanzania, Uganda, Kenya is represented. There is also South Africa,
Ghana.
Ethiopia, Ghana, and Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Yeah, so there are still very few countries, I mean, compared to how big the continent is.
Is there anything in particular that these countries you have mentioned did in order for them to qualify? What do the other countries have to do in order to be represented?
Basically, within a country, there must be what we call intramural competitions, because it's only one university that can represent the country. But then problems with participation of teams from other parts of Africa probably could be attributed more to funding. You know, it's very expensive bringing people up here, the ticket, the accommodation, everything. So that could be the biggest factor.
So is it fair, is it correct to say then that Tanzania in fact is being represented by St. Augustine University in Mwanza?
That's correct.
Very interesting.
That's correct.
And not University of Dar es Salaam, the famous University of Dar es Salaam. Very interesting.
Yes.
I was in Mwanza